Hey, welcome to the new show.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Charles.
And this is Light Nights. Woo! So on our show, we're going to focus on the lighter side of life.
In today's world of doom and gloom, we want to provide a little bit of levity and hopefully some humor and whatever it takes to just take our minds off
of
things.
This craziness. This crazy chaos. Anyways, we aren't in denial. We know that the COVID virus is very serious. But after a couple of weeks of watching network and cable news shows and bulletins, Facebook included, we all needed a little escape.
So we'll be telling some stupid jokes, dishing out some trivia. We have a couple of segments planned. We're going to do some Florida. And because I'm a native Floridian, Lisa's not. She's originally from San Francisco, and she's lived everywhere, LA, San Francisco, Florida, whatnot. I want to share some stupid anecdotes from around the nation and other countries as well, because we have this reputation of, here in Florida of being the butt of the world's jokes, or at least the butt of the United States jokes. But we're gonna show you that this kind of strange stuff happens everywhere, doesn't it, babe?
Not just in Florida.
That's right, everywhere. And we're going to be sharing stories, right, babe?
Yeah, and lighter-hearted news, along with celebrity birthdays and new music releases, movie releases, anything new and exciting.
And so celebrations, of course, and things of that nature. We're just doing this because we can and we want to. And basically, I think we're kind of bored. And hopefully we'll alleviate some boredom that you are experiencing right now as well.
Well, we did have a new internet television show planned when COVID hit, and we were speaking with a very talented friend of ours, Steve Wilkerson.
Yes.
And he was going to be our producer, and it was going to kick ass. Well, of course, that got put on hold. So we figured we'd do the lighter side of it and DIY.
Yeah.
And here we are. And this is our first show. And we hope you guys enjoy it. We hope you get a laugh out of it. We hope it takes your mind off of everything else crazy in this world for just a little while.
We want you to feel free to comment in the spaces below, but let's keep it light, let's keep it friendly, let's not start attacking each other. I don't care which side you lean to, we're avoiding that right now. This is escapism
Yes.
of the nth degree, if you will, and that's what we're all about. We're just trying to do something lighthearted, once again.
Lighthearted, positive, fun.
Yeah, keep
and
things
friendly.
away. That's right. And Lisa and I, we used to do a show called Nights After Night several years back, but our producer back then, Mr. Wayne Breeden, whom we love very much, he recently had a birthday too.
Yeah.
He passed away a few years ago, unfortunately, and we went on to different things, not bigger and better, but yeah, better for sure. A good friend of ours, Heike, she recruited us to write for her magazine,
Brevard Live magazine.
Yes, Brevard Live, Florida. That's right. And we did a couple of things. We did this one here. It's called Florida. And I wrote about my experiences growing up in the Everglades and whatnot.
We did Nights After Night.
We
went
did
out
Nights
and
After
covered
Night.
Brevard nightlife and entertainment and
That one.
all kinds of fun stuff. And we loved working with Heike. As you know, this COVID virus has put a lot of local businesses on hold, hers being one of them, because she has to get out and socialize and go meet with people and businesses. So we wanted to give her a plug to say keep reading that. She's online at brevardlivemagazine.com, and she has a Facebook page, and continue supporting Brevard and
Support
all things
local.
Brevard.
And it doesn't matter where you are. If you're in Los Angeles, shop local, support your local small businesses.
Yes.
We aren't getting the bailouts. The small businesses aren't getting the bailouts that the larger ones are. Unfortunately, we've already seen proof of that online, and we're not going to focus on the negative, but once again, just support local business, okay?
Yes. yes.
All right. And support your local musicians.
And there's been a lot of musicians and famous people in Brevard Live magazine that don't live in Brevard. So all of you out there watching, you can still support this awesome magazine. It's been around, what, 20 plus years?
Yeah, I think like 25
Yeah.
years now or something like that. It's so that, the test of time, it's proven itself over and over again to be a quality publication.
Yes.
Right now, it's not being published as far as I know. I could be wrong. Heike, straighten me out if I'm incorrect about this. But
she will.
it's certainly available online, and
Yes.
that's brevardlive.com, and you can go there and you can read the magazine's back issues and right up to the latest issue. Anyway, moving right along. Speaking of supporting local businesses, I've got all my notes here. You got your notes, love? I got my notes here. We have a lot of friends who run restaurants and bars around here.
Yes.
And like the rest of us, like everybody, they're hurting. There's Rubik's Cafe. Now, I did not acquire their phone number, but that's Rubix Cafe, and they have some delicious food to go, and their health food store is open as well.
They still are doing private catering as far as if you want to call in and order some meals to go. They're doing that still, and they are called Rubik's Cafe and Games on Facebook. So look them up. They've got some great food, and Lucy is an amazing chef.
Fabulous chef.
Very good chef. So they're hurting right now. They could use some support.
They could use our support.
Yes.
Shop local, eat local, support your local bands. Let's make this a nationwide thing. Let's remember that, the big giant chain, they're not going to support your kids' little league team.
McDonald's, Wendy's, all of those people. Oops, am I not supposed to say that? Well, I'm going to, because it's all over the media. Big chains, they're going to be here when this is over. Some of your favorite local spots might not be. So that's just the message we're trying to get through.
All right, so if you like English fare, good English fare, and I'm of English descent, so I like some English food, some I can't tolerate at all. My grandfather would eat things that would just make you want to pass the hell out.
I like bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash are awesome. I like that too. And everybody likes a good shepherd's pie, except for possibly me, because I was force-fed that stuff as a kid.
How can you not?
I know, right? I
awesome.
know. It must be a communist thing. I don't know.
And chips?
Fish and chips, you know me. As a matter of fact, fish and chips. It's Friday. We're having fish and chips tonight.
Yes, homemade.
Homemade. We're not getting it from Archie's this time, but we are going to, because they make the best fish and chips.
They make some rockin' fish and chips.
In Central Florida. Archie's Bar and Grill. And it's owned by two of our very dear British friends. That's Paul and Amanda. And they've got Katarina working for them as the manager. And all three of these people speak like this all the
We
time.
love them.
We do. They're wonderful people.
They're lovely people.
Anyway, they are open daily, and they have unusual. Everybody's got unusual and abbreviated hours right now because of the COVID thing. So their phone number, if you need that information or you want to have some food prepared and go by and pick it up. I'm not sure if they deliver. I'm not sure. Some people do, some people don't. But you can call them and find out for sure. Their phone number is area code 321-610-8011. That's 321-610-8011. And that's Archie's Bar and Grill for the greatest in British food and fare right now. Really good stuff. In addition to that, we have the Copper Chimney. Tell them about Copper Chimney.
Oh, yes. Lisa. Copper Chimney. They are located in Palm Bay. They are opened during this whole COVID thing, and they are doing delivery to local area and pickup. And Mark and Nikki, they are wonderful. They have been the new owners of Copper Chimney for a couple years now, I think. And they run a great business, and we're sad to see that they're suffering from this too. So they are doing food still, and they, like I said, they deliver.
Everything is takeout or delivery.
Yeah.
Obviously nobody's going in and sitting at tables right now.
No.
But make sure you once again,
if you live in Palm Bay, they're off of Milwaukee and what is that? It's
San Felipe.
been a long day. San Felipe. In that vicinity, they will deliver as well. So give them a call. You can go to their Facebook page, Copper Chimney, and get their info.
Okay, let's move along. How about our friends up in Rockledge?
Yes, Ashley's. We want to give them a shout out.
I spoke to Don on the phone today, hon.
Yay.
They're doing
I spoke
fine.
to Malik on text.
Oh, did you? Did he answer you?
He answered me.
Oh my gosh, Malik actually answered one. Okay, Ashley's of Rockledge. They're on US 1 in just north of Barton, like a block north of Barton, and it's the most haunted restaurant in Central Florida. Very cool. Unfortunately, you're not going in there right now because of the virus that's going
right
around.
Across from Wusthof Hospital, actually.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is called Wusthof anymore, but you know people locally where that's at. So find them on Facebook under Ashley's of Rockledge. Babe, do you have their phone number?
I do. It's area code 321-636-6430. That's 636-6430. Ashley's of Rockledge. There's also Siggy's, right, babe?
Siggy's, All-American
Bar
and Grill. They are open for takeout as well, right?
Yeah.
Are they doing delivery?
I don't know. You'll have to call them. Their phone number is 321-952-0140. Make sure these are, once again, these are all local businesses. We're not going to advertise any chains because they don't need us.
No.
But our friends do and local businesses do. One more local business we'd like to give a shout out to right now. These guys are great guys. And I can't remember Gene's wife's name for the life of me right now. But it's Kevin and Gene over at Wholesale Music in West Melbourne, Florida. This is the most extensive music store. Not expensive. Extensive music store in Brevard County for sure that I know of. They have everything, and these are great guys. They've got all kinds of stuff. They are so
awesome. And they even, when this thing wasn't going on, they would have music jams.
They have jams on Saturdays, yeah.
Bands would come in, and it's just a great place to go. And if you're into music, hang out and see what they've got.
Fabulous prices.
Great prices.
Their prices are competitive with anything online. They've got DW drums. They're an authorized DW drum dealer. They are an authorized Martin guitar dealer.
Yeah. They got good stuff.
Everything. They've got so much stuff. They've got powered PAs, passive PAs. I saw a little bit of lighting there, but mainly musical instruments and a huge selection. They also have other drums besides DW and other guitars besides Martin, but they are authorized to deal those two fabulous lines of musical instruments. And that's Wholesale Music in West Melbourne. Area code 321-751-1439. Talk to Gene or Kevin and tell them Lisa and Charles sent you. They know who we are. We shop there all the time. Yeah. So, Lisa, we got some birthdays here.
We do. We're going to mention a few birthdays of in early April. We have one of my all-time favorite comedians, Eddie Murphy. He had a birthday on April 3rd. Such a funny dude. Robert Downey Jr. April 4th was his birthday. We've got Russell Crowe, Jackie Chan, and Billie Holiday. They all shared a birthday on April 7th. Patricia Arquette on April 8th. She celebrated a birthday. And a very special birthday.
My little sister, my younger sister, Star Knight. And that's her God-given name. That's her actual name, Star Knight. I'm not going to tell you how old she turned, but on the 16th, she turned another year older. And unfortunately, her fiancé is in the hospital right now. Down there in South Florida where I'm from, and we're wishing her and Billy all the best.
Yes. Say extra prayers for Billy.
Yeah, he's having a rough time. But
Charlie
anyway.
Chaplin also shares your sister's birthday.
Did you know that Robert Downey Jr., honey, you just mentioned he's having a birthday this month, and Charlie Chaplin's having a birthday this month. Robert Downey Jr. played Charlie Chaplin in the film.
That was a great film.
Yeah, it was. It was really cool. Yeah.
Loved it.
So what else you got here, kiddo? Oh, Patricia Arquette, you mentioned her, right?
Yes.
Okay, so who knows what her sister's name is?
I do.
Say it.
Rosanna.
That's right. And the
Rosanna.
Toto song Rosanna was written about her.
Yes, it
Yes,
was.
There you go. A little bit of rock and roll trivia for you. Minor stuff. There you go. There you go. Anyway.
So I heard you have the lowdown on some new music coming out.
There is some new music coming out. There's a lot of new music coming out. And we were supposed to, we promised everybody we'd have an interview tonight with these guys. This is the Kings of Dust. The Kings of Dust are this great new band from Arizona.
They're rocking.
They are killer. This CD is pure rock from beginning to end.
Yes.
And they just sent it to us. And Kings of Dust consists of 4 really, really nice guys. We sat down and we talked to them, and the interview will not be airing this evening. It will be airing, however, next Friday. And I promise you, we will not let you down again. I know we told you they would be on air tonight. Glitches happen. Our producer is locked down. We're locked down. We're alone in this house with our 12-year-old and 2 cats. And do you know what it's like being locked down with a talkative 12-year-old? It's like having a psychotic parrot glued to your shoulder. Okay? But anyway, this came out this month, and it's fabulous. It's a great album. It features 4 great players. And one guy you may have heard of, Greg Chasin from Badlands. You remember Badlands, Dreams in the Dark, Winter Song, all that good stuff. Anyway,
Best.
they will be on the show next Friday night. I promise you. Won't let you down again. Tonight we have a special surprise. We have a Skype interview. We're doing Skype interviews because
We're
obviously
all on lockdown.
and nobody can go out for crying out loud. Anyway, they will be here next week. I promise you. I promise. Don't you promise them, Lisa?
Oh, yes.
And
we promise.
And if they're not, Lisa's going to show you.
What?
I don't know. I'm not going to say it.
Well, then they're not going to want them to be on the show, Charles.
They'll be on the show next week. They're great guys. We spent a lot of time talking with them.
Dudes.
Super nice guys.
And so talented.
That's right. Anyway, the new album, Kings of Dust, self-titled, is out this month. And we'll be telling you later on. Well, how can you get that? You can go to the Kings of Dust Facebook page, right?
Yes, and their website is kod.band.
Right.
So if you want to check them out prior to next week's interview, so you know a little bit more about them as well, you'll be glad you did. Very talented.
They're on Shock Records, Sony Music. Very good labels. And, you know, hey, rock and roll is alive and living. So let me tell you, or let us tell you, about some new music that's being released this month. In addition to the Kings of Dust, we got the Soul Asylum. They've got a new album called Hurry Up and Wait. Hurry Up and Wait. Kind of sounds familiar, right? Isn't that what everybody's doing right now?
That's kind of the vibe going on in the world today.
And then, Lisa, did you know that the Monkees just released a new live album? The Monkees.
The Monkees?
The Monkees. Well, we know David and Peter's no longer with us.
That's not possible.
Well,
it's the Monkees 2.0.
Well, it's the Mike and Mickey show. Mike Nesbitt and Mickey Dolenz.
Okay.
So how that is, I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that it's fantastic. One of the first pop albums I ever owned was the first Monkees album that came out. Prior to that, all I had was big band and swing albums that my dad would hand me down.
You went from big band to Monkees.
That's right. And then after the Monkees, Jimi Hendrix, baby.
Woo.
That's how it is. David Clayton Thomas. One of the greatest voices in the history of rock, David Clayton Thomas. He's got a new album out called Say Something. Check that one out online too. Five Finger Death Punch has a new one out called F8.
Wow.
Or Fate. Da, 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 da. Okay, so the Outlaws, they're a great band, and they spend a lot of time here in Florida, and a lot of the members are from Florida.
Yes.
They've got a new album out called Dixie Highway, and I think they're making a statement with this. What do you think, Kazala?
I would say so.
I've heard that there is a movement to get US 1, the southern end of US 1, renamed something other than the Dixie Highway.
Oh, and what might that be?
I don't know, but I know that certain parties don't like the term Dixie.
Well, they're a great band, a great classic Southern rock band. I actually recorded in Steve Grissom's studio.
Did you know?
Yeah.
Very cool.
He was super cool. Such a nice guy. Very talented. On stage as well as in studio. So it was a great
So you're saying he
experience.
knows his stuff then?
He absolutely does.
Very nice. Isn't she beautiful? Oh my gosh, I'm such a lucky guy. Okay, so here's a release that I'm really excited about. And in addition to the Kings of Dust, which we're both really excited about. Here's one that I didn't know was coming out until today. It's a new Wishbone Ash album called Coat of Arms. Now, I'm a huge Wishbone Ash fan, have been since the 70s. Since I first bought the vinyl Argus, which is, Blowing in the Wind, just so many great songs. That album is killer from beginning to end. And I can't wait to get a copy of Coat of Arms by Wishbone Ash, which is coming out this month. In addition to that, honey, one of your favorite bands, ZZ Top.
Not one of my favorite bands, but I do like them.
I
think they're cool dudes.
She likes to sing tush.
You're right. I don't like beards, but for them, I'll make an exception.
Anyway, they got a new DVD and Blu-ray release out. It's called That Little Old Band from Texas. And if you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. It really is. We watched it. It's really good. Paul Di'Anno.
That was good, yes.
Paul Di'Anno, the original singer for Iron Maiden. He's got, excuse me. We're going to have to edit that out, I think. Paul Di'Anno, the original vocalist from Iron Maiden, prior to Bruce Dickinson, Paul Di'Anno, recorded 1 or 2, possibly 3 albums with Iron Maiden. I can't remember, but he's a fantastic vocalist. And I don't know why they went their separate ways, but life happens and it is what it is. But he's got a new album out, and it's called Hell Over Waltrip, live in Germany. Hell Over Waltrip, live in Germany. Paul Di'Anno. We got to check that one out, baby. What do you think?
Can't wait to do that. We have plenty of time to do so.
We got lots of time to do all kinds of stuff right now. That's right. That's absolutely true. Now, here's one of my favorite artists. I like Rod Stewart. I love Rod Stewart. I especially like old Rod Stewart.
Yes.
Back with the Faces and his early solo stuff. I mean, back before he decided that he wanted to know if we thought he was sexy and stuff like that. I like, Handbags and Glad Rags and Maggie May. I sing a lot of Rod Stewart.
He does a mean Rod Stewart.
Yeah. All I got to do is, swallow a Brillo pad first, and it's all good to go. All right, so he's got a new release out, and it's called You're in My Heart, and it's with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra.
Oh, sweet.
So, that took a long time to do because, that's a huge orchestra.
He's in quarantine in Florida.
Is he?
South Florida, and I saw on, I believe it was Facebook, him and his daughter did an acoustic live video, and they were fabulous together. And at the end, all the other family members that were there were his wife and I think his 2 younger sons all came in and they chimed in, and it was really cool.
That's cool.
He looks good, he sounds good, and he's doing good. And he's in Florida.
Have you seen Have you seen his train set?
Yes.
Oh my God, he's got this train set. I don't know. Okay.
He's been putting it together for how many years?
I don't know, a couple of decades, I guess.
Long
but
time.
it's got this huge room. It's probably as big as our bloody house. Yes. And it's just, how they do the mountains and the villages and the caves and the trees.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. It looks like a couple of $1 million invested. Of course, he's got deep pockets or whatever, but that's Rod the Mod. Anyway, Joe Bonamassa, he's got a new live album out too, and it's called Live at the Sydney Opera House. So crikey, mate, get on down there and check that one out. Joe, we got a lot of Joe Bonamassa fans. Everybody likes a little blues every now and then. Grace Potter's got a new album out. Remember her?
Oh, wow. She hasn't been around in a while.
She's got a new album out. It's called Daylight.
Gotta check that out.
That's right. And the North Miss. You're right. She's pretty rocking girl. Wasn't it Grace Potter and the?
I forget.
The Naturals or
Nocturnals.
The Nocturnals. That's right. Good. There you go. Awesome. See, I depend on her for more than just looks. Trust me. Anyway, she's got a new album out called Daylight. You can check that out too. North Mississippi All Stars. We like a little country every now and then. We like a little disco every now and then. We like a little of this and a little of that. There are certain things we don't really care for, but you know what? Art is art. So, I wasn't a big Warhol fan either, but a lot of people thought he was really very artistic. So the North Mississippi All-Stars, they're country, and they got a new album out called Up and Rollin', baby. So check it out, Up and Rollin'. I'm not sure what they're rolling, but they're up and rolling. That's Mississippi All-Stars, and that's it for new releases for this episode. We'll be doing more of that next week as well, won't we, Lisa?
We will. So as a lot of you know, my husband Charles is a native of Florida. He grew up in Miami, but most notably in the Florida Everglades. Right now, he's going to tell us a little story about his life as a kid growing up in the swamps. Here he is.
All right, welcome to Florida. A lot of people think Florida is a place where just the weird man does weird things. Casey Anthony, all kinds of people like that do things out here and get away with it. Not true. Florida is about more than beaches, more than Disney World, more than Universal. Florida is about the swamp. At one time, all of Florida, almost all of Florida, was underwater, and it was swamp. And the highlands, they were called hammocks, and that's where the native Indians, the Ais and the Calusa and everybody else, that's where they lived, that's where they camped, that's where they thrived. And that was thousands of years ago. We've come a long way since then. We've managed to fill in a good deal of the swamp. We've built a lot of canals, and we basically hurt Mother Nature. Florida is a beautiful place if you know what to look for. We have beautiful animals. We also have dangerous animals. Florida is a lot like the Australia of the United States. There are many, many things here that want to hurt you or harm, possibly even kill you. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't know what to look out for, you will find that here. A lot of people have in the past. I am from the Big Cypress Swamp, a little place called the Gator Hook Lodge. It was almost exactly between Miami and the city of Naples off the Tamiami Trail. That's US 41 for those of you who don't know. My nearest neighbor was 3 miles away when I was a kid. My father owned a bar out there. It's been in the family. The bar had been in the family since the 1950s, the late 50s. I slept upstairs in a little room. Downstairs we had a bandstand. We had a guy named Irvin Rouse who played in the band every Friday and Saturday night. You may or may not have heard of Irvin. Irvin wrote the song, The Orange Blossom Special. He didn't make much money after the song when he first wrote it and released it. He didn't make any money at all, actually, until much later when Johnny Cash re-recorded it. Irvin started making money. He started making a lot of money, didn't know how to deal with it. Drank a lot of beer, lived with his 2 dogs, Butterball and Curly, in a little aluminum tin shack out in the middle of nowhere, where the mosquitoes could literally almost pick you up and fly away with you. But that was where we lived. That's another story altogether. And we will tell lots of stories as time goes by. Growing up in the swamps, I can't recall a single day where my feet didn't get wet. Okay? We lived in a mobile home. My father lived in a mobile home next to the bar, and it was up on dry land. They had filled in some of the swamp, but the actual bar itself, Gator Hook, was on stilts over the swamp. And there were little holes in the floor where you could drop your scraps through. And there were animals that lived down there. We don't believe in feeding gators because they start looking at you as a source of food. Worst thing you can do is feed a gator. Then you might end up feeding a gator the wrong way. So never feed a gator, okay? Stay away from them. If you don't know what you're doing, stay away from a gator. We swam with gators all of our lives, never had a problem. You know why? Because nobody fed gators. Nobody fed gators. They didn't look at us as a source of food. They walked away from us, they swam away from us. Or they'd just sit there and watch us. They were curious, you know? I'm going to tell you many, many gator stories as time goes on. Not today. We're going to tell a lot of stories in the near future. You hear crickets, you hear frogs, you hear, I can't even pronounce the damn thing, you can hear gators. What is it, cicada? Is that it? I never could pronounce that bug, but you hear all kinds of things in the swamp. Some of the loudest things I've heard in my life were the swamp at night. And I've been in bands with huge sound systems, and I've been to concerts with huge sound systems. There's nothing quite as loud as the swamp at night. When there's no cars, no planes, nothing around, no television. We didn't have television, by the way. We did get a couple of radio stations out of Miami. We were approximately 62 miles west of Miami and approximately 62 miles from school. So it was an interesting process. Just living, getting up. You had to get up before dawn, get ready for school, and you'd be waiting out in the dark for the school bus to come. The big yellow bluebird bus. I can't ever forget those days, you know. He'd come, you could hear him coming a few miles down that gravel road. Some mornings I'd be standing in the fog, it would be cold. Anyway, it was a different world and a different place, but it was a beautiful place, a gorgeous place. I didn't know it as a kid, but it was the coolest place I'd ever been. And we will go back to revisit this often. I'm just giving a little short intro to it today. Next week, we're going to touch on some actual stories and anecdotes. Don't forget, no matter where you go, take your gator knife with you, because you never know what you're going to run into in the Florida swamps. Hey, that's Nova Rex.
Yeah. We love these guys. They rock. And we are happy to have Kennny the Rocker Wilkerson from Novarex on our show today.
We did a Skype interview with Kennny because everybody's locked down everywhere, but he is getting out to go into the radio station where he does his show, the Florida Man, on the Florida Man radio station. We're going to talk to Kennny right now. Woo! We're here this evening with the one and only Kennny Wilkerson.
Kennny the Rocker Wilkerson.
Oh, I know, right? I got stuff with that. Kennny does all kinds of things, man. He's in the Smithsonian Institution. His band is.
Right.
They've got They got your pants in the Smith.
We've got a whole outfit.
Full outfit.
A whole outfit representing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hey, no. It's representing a whole genre of music, 80s rock fashion.
That's right. That's right. Do they have your thong? Do they have your thong in there too as well, Ken?
I never had a thong, man, but if I had one, yeah. How you guys doing, anyways?
We're doing great, man. We're doing great. You guys doing okay during this quarantine stuff?
You know, the first couple of weeks I was pretty good, and then the last week's been a little rough. I won't lie to you. I don't know if I just need to get out of the house. I'm ready to rock and roll, make some noise,
right.
See some people. I was thinking about it today. You know, musicians in general are kind of needy people because you play, you perform, but you really want that response.
Right.
So in general, you just want to be around people.
Yeah.
I think, right? And that's why I'm getting edgy, man. To be honest, Ray rock. And then the news keeps changing. You know, they're saying, "Oh, you seen what they say, the fall of 21." And I'm like, no way. There's no way that can happen.
I've
No
heard
way.
that. Yeah.
So then I get nervous, but then there's all this crazy hype out there too. But I got my mask on.
Yeah, you don't know what to believe anymore, man. As long as you wear your mask, you're cool.
Mask, gloves, man. Where's your gloves?
No, I got gloves, but I got a nurse, right?
I know.
The condom for your face.
There you go.
Oh,
That's true.
All right, well, Kennny, listen, we're ad-libbing here because we really didn't have a script written for this sit-down sesh tonight, but we want to know a little bit about Novarex. Tell us about, what year you were formed and
You're going deep. No, the band's been together since 1985. I've had a few different guys in the band over the years. I mean, that's 35 years, right? Not a lot of guys, but no, man, we're just ready to rock and roll and do our thing, you know what I mean? Just trying to stay out there. Have fun. I haven't gave it up yet. Might as well keep going.
Might as well. You're too old to grow up anyway, Ken.
Yeah.
I'm scared of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget that.
So, I mean, and you've been doing so many things with Novarex over the 35-year span. Let's see, we mentioned the Smithsonian. I think it's VH1's top 50.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Top 50 hair bands of the 80s or something like that. It was pretty cool.
So where did you rank there?
What's that?
Where did you rank?
I don't even remember. I think like 48 out of 100 or something. It was the top 100.
Awesome.
Yeah. In between Bullet Boys and Firehouse, and that I do remember.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
The Novarex sandwich.
Well, like you, we've worked with those guys before. You know how that is.
All great guys, man.
They're not funny. So, what's going on with your new venture, your radio show?
You know, the radio show is cool, and that's something that I've been doing a podcast for a year and a half with Glenda.
To our house.
What's that?
Came to our house.
Exactly, for the Halloween. Awesome. Yes.
That was fun.
So, with that being said, we got picked up by an FM station in town called Florida Man Radio. And Florida Man Radio, it's been around for a year or something, a year and a half, I don't even know, a year maybe. And they've got, Bubba the Love Sponge in the morning, Ed Till, this guy Justin Clark, Shannon Burke, and then we go on from 7 to 8.
Shannon the Crack Shop, yeah.
Yeah, Bubba Whip-Ass Wilson, you remember him?
Yeah.
He's around. So
Yeah,
he's on the Shannon Burke show.
I guess.
That kicks ass. So we recognize some of those names.
So when can we hear your show on the station?
Yeah, if you guys are in the Orlando area, it's 105.5. And if you live outside the area, you go to FloridaManRadio.com. It has a listen live button up in the top right corner. You can also download. I'm doing my whole spiel. You can download the app, Florida Man Radio. If you have Alexis, you can say Florida Man Radio. They'll play it. So, and then we're on Facebook as well, just for fun. So.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, no, it's a cool thing, man. It's like the station. I really believe that we'll eventually probably get a 2-hour time slot, probably from 7 to 9. I also think that the show will probably end up getting syndicated like the other ones, which they have, 7 to 12 or something, other radio stations, JVC Broadcasting, and if all that happens, it'll be great.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's the plan.
Well,
Get 100,000 people a night,
But we're going to move right along now. You recently put together a cookbook.
Cookbook, man, it's the coolest thing I've ever done. So what happened was I have a son that has Asperger's, form of autism, a little different, and so I've lived in that world. And then I had a previous radio show where guys give me some recipes and stuff, started being kind of a thing that I was doing. Then I started working on it, met some guys on the road. I found a great charity called We Rock for Autism. It's 501c, you guys know them, out of South Florida, and they do music therapy. I met them like you met them, And so anyways, with that being said, the book, it's called Rockin' Recipes for Autism. It's got 57, oh, right. It's got 57 rockers in it. Guys from Ozzy. I can't read it, but Ozzy Whitesnake, Stone Sour. You see all the cats. Twisted. Poison. Yeah.
We've all worked with and met over the years too.
Yeah. And I got a recipe. Actually, let me see here. I never really looked through the book, but I know somewhere in there you guys got thank yous.
Aw, we did.
Yeah, I did like a dozen people, and you guys are in it there somewhere.
Aw, we love you.
Yeah. So I really appreciate it.
No,
So you guys want to check it out? It's available now. It ships out next week. It's Rockin' Recipes for Autism without a G. RockinRecipesForAutism.com. You can see where the money goes to charity, why I did the book, because my son, and just how it came about and all that. So, and there's some great guys in there. I mean, Steve Luger from Toto. Here's Brian Forsythe from Kicks.
Oh yeah, Brian.
So it's got a lot of great guys in it.
We're gonna have to get a copy. You're gonna have to.
Here you go. Here's old Doug Aldridge.
Yeah, my old guitar player right there, baby.
Right.
What did he throw in there?
What's this recipe?
This is guacamole.
Ooh, holy guacamole.
Right. But still, man, all good stuff. So, anyways, like I said, check it out, and the proceeds go to We Rock for Autism.
How can they get the book?
How can they get it?
How can we get the book? Yeah.
Yeah, go to rockinrecipesforautism.com.
Rockin' without a G.
Huh?
Rockin' without a G.
Right.
And
I'm
actually, excuse me.
sorry. Is it also available on Amazon?
Not yet, because what happened is the books. I mean, believe it or not, I got a first edition copies that came in for like proof, and then the books are supposed to show up Monday.
Okay.
So as soon as I get them, I mean, they're going out. I got all the envelopes ready to go, stamped, and the whole deal. So.
Are you signing them for your fans, bro?
Yeah, I'll get some signatures. What I like to see happen out of this book is, first of all, it's for a great cause. It really is. Autism is a really big deal. I know that we're in this whole coronavirus right now, which is whacked, but this is a big deal. What they say, 1 in 59?
Yeah, 154.
1 in 54, 159, I can't remember. People in America out of 100 have some form of autism, so it's a really big deal. But anyways, yeah. So there you go. I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah.
Congratulations on that. I know you were working really hard to get this together, and we thank you for the kudos, man.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, I think it's great. But I know I was getting to it. But if you happen to be a rock fan, if you'd like to see what the guy from Stone Sour cooks, that's a great thing. If you happen to like to cook, It's got a lot of family recipes, and if you just have to like to support autism, that's the way to go. And it's a book that's never been done before.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
Yeah, I think so. So.
Yeah, man,
Appreciate
that's awesome. We're very happy to
Excited for you.
hopefully
Thanks.
promote that a little bit and maybe get an additional sale or two for you there. So that, you know,
I appreciate
places.
Hey, plus, last week, did you see the article from Rachel Ray?
Yes, we did actually. I read that. I
Yeah.
showed it to Lisa. I was like, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit bummed out right now. You think I have all this time to do all this promotion, but all those stations, all those kind of things, they're closed right now.
Yeah, well.
So there's really nobody to talk to. There's no, really anything going on that way.
Well, that's why we're doing everything via Skype these days. You know, I mean, that's all we can do. You know, so
Right.
maybe you should consider that.
Hey,
Oh, no. Now, if I did that to Lisa, she would kill me.
He would be dead.
Well, I just you're recording this, so I can't have that evidence in court.
No, there you
of
go.
what I'm going to do to him.
there you go. That's why I got the mask. It's because of her.
Right. Okay, when we go off camera, you go, girl.
We'll probably have to edit that out.
And that
Yeah.
was lovely Monique. She's worked very hard with you to get this book in gear.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
You're-
Thank you.
I gave her love. Hold on.
And she's a front liner, too. She's a nurse, so.
Look at that little picture of us. That was cute.
Yeah, we love that. We love you guys. You guys are awesome.
What you eating there, Bubba?
Whatever she's feeding me, man.
Listen, Kenny,
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say no to freaking food.
is there a recipe from you in there?
Yeah, I did. Well, I'll be honest with you. I originally had a chili recipe. It was pretty spicy, good chili recipe. And Ron Kill ended up doing chili, right?
Oh.
So I pulled it out, and I did a Ain't Easy Being Cheesy meatloaf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That kicks that.
For those of you out there who don't know, there's a DVD out there. It's been out there for several years now. We actually have a copy too. Nova Rex, It Ain't Easy Being Cheesy. It's a lot of fun.
You can watch it free now on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Even
Oh,
better.
Yeah.
Get out.
Orchid, which is like part of Sony, I think, or something, has it out there for real.
Oh, that's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Check it out.
We're going to sign off here in a minute here. We want to keep this short because you know how things go. We got a lot of other things to do, and looks to me like you're kind of chilling in the bed here and ready to relax.
Hey, just like breakfast with Nova Rex, we got well, not. We got.
No, stop doing that. You're making me lose my game.
Oh, wow.
You are making editing here a real pain in the butt. You know that.
It's all good. You can only see from like here up on me, right? From like chest
Yeah,
down. Oh, that's good. Cause I'm not wearing pants. I just want to make sure I'm good.
Yeah, we don't want to see that. But no. We'll pass on. This is a family.
Oh, here we go. I'll wear this. I'll put my legs through that.
Oh my God.
Oh boy, and then wear it on your face again. Oh,
Listen, man, I appreciate what you guys do. Thanks for checking in with me, and I'm glad you're staying safe during the coronavirus.
Yeah, and when this is over, the four of us are doing cocktails.
Yeah, but I'm not drinking Corona.
Yeah, right. Hey, and I got a great limo connection. This lady she's kind of sponsoring the radio show, and she's got 3 party buses or something like that, and like 3 limos.
Let's party it up.
There you go.
I want to get a couple
Let's
party
put
buses to make a party.
Let's do it, man.
Win some tickets on the radio show.
There you
Right
go.
on. Okay, well that was Kenny Wilkerson of Nova Rex and this
Wow.
lovely lady
We love you, Monique.
Monique back there as well. Say good night, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Stay safe.
We appreciate it. You stay safe too.
Stay safe, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
There, you gotta turn it off though. I'm like you guys. How do you turn it off?
Yeah, you hang up the little red phone.
Bye.
All right, that was the one and only Kenny the Rocker Wilkerson right here on Light Nights. We are so happy that he was our first interview for this show. And next Friday, we have some awesome guests as well, don't we, Charles?
That's right. We know we promised you the Kings of Dust this week, but as luck would have it and life would have it, you know, best laid plans of mice and men, we just couldn't pull it off, but we definitely have them for next week. You'll love them, won't they, hon?
Oh, they're awesome. They rock.
And they're funny. They're a lot of fun. You'll We're going to have a good time. We're going to sign off right now, and we are going to leave you with a taste of Kings of Dust.
Woo! Thanks, guys.
Like Knights. Tune in right here next Friday.